Welcome to the Mucked Up My Self-Care podcast.
I'm Jill from New York.
And I'm Linda from Tasmania.
We are two moms from opposite sides of the world who are living, demonstrating, and helping moms across the world build their self-care asset bank.
Ready to dive in? Messy, interrupted, imperfect, and most of all mucked up. Let's get going.
Hello.
Hello. Gosh, I needed to hear that intro for a second. It's always a fun flashback to hear, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
so, episode 103.
Yeah. And we have to say, we apologize to everyone listening that we have been quiet for 2 weeks. We've been consistent for going on 2 years and posting a new episode every week. And both Linda and I have come into some very challenging life decision making and dealing with over the last couple of weeks that it's just ended up being a hiccup in our scheduling to make sure that we can get here to record some confessions. We typically try to have some in the bank to go ahead and publish, but because of our big celebration for the 100th episode, we did not prepare for the future. But so we're actually posting as we record, and we just had life happen for a couple of weeks. So we are very happy to be back in the studio recording and having this conversation together.
Exactly. Yeah. And just like many other people, life happens.
Yes.
It's the way it goes, the way it falls.
I think we will answer the question of, have we been putting in some extra self-care as life has been happening around us in this episode? So we'll get started with our usual of highs and lows and then get into our topic for today.
Sounds good.
Linda, you want to treat us first, or do you want me to go first with highs and lows?
You go for it.
You got it. So, the low is that the universe is really hitting me from, it feels like, every angle it possibly could with all of the things. And it's not just like, they're not bad things. It's just having to make decisions. It's a lot of adulting decisions, parenting decisions, human decisions that are just overwhelming me at the moment of the dryer breaks on the same week that we have the cat lose his eyesight and not know where to go to the bathroom anymore. So
oh my God.
A lot of stinking laundry just waiting around for us to do it, right? And then right on top of that, of course, as we're recording this, I'm ending sticky note time weekends. I now have a whole new refreshed plan for the quarter that I'm not really sure is really refreshed or just more chaos in a way. So it is really feeling like it's from every angle that the universe is just hitting me with, but it will be okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I think the Easter holiday that we just enjoyed as a family that weekend just brought a lot of joy and is highlighting how Declan is growing. So this week, I think is the high is just, family time around the holiday and kind of some of the things that have flown together are pieced together this week. Like he had his belt promotion for karate, which was really exciting to happen because he's improved so much over the last 2 months that it's reflected not just in his karate practice, but also at home. So the way that he's acted this whole entire weekend of, being home from school holiday and for Easter holiday has been just very grown up of him. Like he's growing into his age and trying to be like just a good human, it seems like. So it's very exciting to see all that. And I'm very proud of this child of mine. But that's my high. Linda, what have we got from you today?
I'm going to start with my high as well. And it's also just seeing the kids have absolute delight and joy, especially
in spending time with their cousins, which they haven't been able to see due to family estrangement and all sorts of things like that. They haven't been able to enjoy some really good quality time with them. So they've been bike riding and going to park and all sorts of really gorgeous time together, as well as just playing together with Duplo and drawing and blocks and eating dinner together and just watching them all interact, and just been beautiful, beautiful to watch as well. I think the low for me is it's one of those things that you don't understand until you have to do it. It's shopping with a 2 and a 4-year-old. Just we needed to get some. We need to replace their helmets because we didn't have helmets with us at the moment. And I tried 4 different shops before I could find these blasted helmets that would fit their heads. And it was Easter Sunday as well, so some shops weren't open till 10 a.m. I started shopping at 9 a.m. thinking I just want to get it out of the way. So we had to wait around and we had to travel a lot further in the car than I wanted to. And just these helmets were such... eventually I did find some at a camping shop.
There you go.
A half price. And today being Monday, after they got them yesterday and Sunday, I don't think they took them off their head for most of the day. They even ate their dinner and their lunch with the helmets on their head. They watched TV with their helmets on their head. They went in the car with their helmets on their head. So
beautiful.
They absolutely love them now, but it was not fun to go around. I had at one stage a 2-year-old on the floor just refusing to get up. You know when they go all floppy? And you try to pick them up and they just like throw their heads back and just go completely like will not put their feet on the floor. I had one of those moments. And,
oh my goodness.
And she was taking everything off the shelf. And then I had the 4-year-old trying to drag her along like a sack of potatoes along the floor. It was so exhausting. So exhausting.
Yeah. Goodness.
Not fun. So, I do not enjoy the shopping thing. And helmets are not really one of those things you can get online really easily because you need to actually look at sizes and heads. Yeah, otherwise I would have definitely just been like click, click. I'll wait a couple of weeks and I can get them and done. But no, we needed them urgently.
Well, it was a good thing. It feels like that they loved them so much because it was worth it then to do all that trouble to go around with them. It's like,
and look,
thank you.
I prefer that they're safe as well. They need to be safe for them.
100%.
They need to have helmets on, obviously. Yeah. But it was a lot. Anyway, so what happens when you feel like everything's a bit extra and you feel like there's a lot going on, sometimes out of your control? What do we do when we have extra requirements and self-care feels like absolutely impossible?
Linda, we might need to have a confession moment. What have you been doing? Have you had time for self-care and have you been practicing it?
Great point. Some days are better than others. Some days I have been definitely trying to get out and walk and get outside a lot. We've been doing a lot of bike riding with my 4-year-old. He's been riding his bike every day. We've been doing a lot of just taking the easier route rather than needing to be following strict rules all the time, which is actually a form of self-care at the moment, of
Yeah.
You can just have the cereal for dinner. It doesn't matter. Like, tonight we all went for a drive at night time after dinner and got a soft serve ice cream, which was kind of fun as well. So, yeah, I have actually been able to fit in a lot more than I thought I would.
Good.
Yeah. What about you?
Now that the weather is getting nicer where I am finding myself spending more time outside, getting the sunshine that I need. It's still not my favorite to be walking around barefoot yet, so my grounding hasn't started yet, but we are looking forward to just a little touch warmer and nicer grass to be able to walk around in my yard. But I think that's probably what we're doing too. It's just like the slow down and going to simple. Especially being with me feeling so chaotic in all of the decisions, all of the working stuff that I have going on, pretty much being switched on from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. in go mode. 3 p.m. comes when we get back home from school, and it's just like, I don't want to work anymore. This is just going to be us hanging out, and the only responsibility I have is you and dinner. And then when Daddy gets home, taking care of him. Like that's it. So I really am trying to embrace the when Declan's home, that's the perfect time for us to just get back to that simple, slow down, focus on our needs versus what everyone else needs in order to get work done.
Yeah. So what about when there's weekends or extra Easter holidays and things like that? Are you still trying to do go mode while he's about? Or,
yeah, because that's my type A workaholic personality. He was home for the Easter holiday for Holy Week. And I had no childcare for 2 days with him home, full days, where I wanted to get stuff done, but I did not. I did not get anything done at all. I took a nap. That's getting something done.
Did you feel yourself getting frustrated that you?
All the time. I'm always frustrated when I don't get to do those, this will move the needle if I just get it done thing. Yeah. What about for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, I mean, even right now with what you have going on, Linda, like, where are you even getting to be able to sit down at a computer to do any of the work that you love to do?
I'm hardly doing it.
Which must be
kids are noticing as well.
Yeah.
Yep. I've had to pause or extend or just let it go.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that forever, and it won't be forever. Obviously when they're off school as well, it's made it harder again because they are off school and those sort of things. I'm just not getting to sit down. Unfortunately, my kids have been relatively TV free for a long time. So now when the TV gets put on, they're just like 5 minutes and they're like, nope.
Yeah. So there's nothing to distract them with that you can just be in one place and they can be off doing what it is.
Yep. And then the TV stopped working when I had scheduled in some specific time this morning. So all of a sudden then it was suddenly lunchtime by the time it started working again.
Oh my gosh.
Well, now it's lunchtime anyway, so I've got to feed you lunch. So there goes that 2 hours. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't been that stressed about it yet. Or no, so I haven't been that stressed about it, actually. Yeah.
So in the moments where, you're finding that the kids are wanting to do more activities or even just instead of watching TV, go read a book or whatever it is that they want to go do. like Declan's not starting to do imaginative play, but be okay with going off on his own to go do it instead of us telling him to like, hey, why don't you just go play over there with that toy? He'll just get up and go do it. And there's a lot of times that he's wanting me to go with him to play with him. And then there's other times where he's totally off on his own. And completely content. And it feels like there is some kind of correlation on what he is needing. And like, is he needing just extra attention or love? Like what's missing for him for a moment? So when you're finding that you're getting pulled away from the things that you're wanting to do because the kids are having some extra needs that they're needing fulfilled, are you like, what am I trying to ask with this? Like, is self-care for them what they're needing, or is it end up acting as if it's self-care for you because you're taking a break from that pull into the work stuff and getting onto their level to fulfill their needs?
I think I know what you're trying to say. So, I still feel like it's out of balance. I still feel that my needs are met in a way when I can really connect with them and play with them and be with them and just enjoy them. However, my needs are also met when I can sit down and write or read a book or have a shower or just back to basics. So I do believe there are ways that you can meet everyone's needs. It doesn't mean that they're always met all the time or all at once. Some things need compromise or careful, clever consideration in how it looks. But I do actually think that people's needs can be met.
Do you think we have to look a little harder to see what the needs are, especially when we're trying to get to simple of like, well, what is the thing that you are needing that isn't going to, be an energy suck for me, that like, how can we accomplish this for everybody?
Yep. My kids need a lot of validation right now. So sometimes that means repeating back what they've just told me. And that's it. That's all they need in that moment. And that takes sometimes 10 seconds.
Yeah. And
then they keep playing. And then they go and do something else. And then they come back to me with a Band-Aid on their nose saying, look, Mum, I'm an elephant. True story, which is hilarious, actually.
Was it taped on it across the bridge of the nose or down the bridge?
Down.
Flopped off?
Yeah. Yep.
That's very adorable.
It was very, very adorable. And this is a kid who generally in the past hasn't had a lot of imagination. And so all of a sudden it's like, surprise, out of nowhere. So I do actually think needs can be met.
Yeah.
Even if it feels like extra work, even if it feels like you're bashing your head against a brick wall sometimes.
Yeah.
I do think. And a lot of them sometimes they may not recognize fully, but that's my job as a parent, to look after them. To recognize, hey, you got to bed at 10 p.m. last night and you look like you're really tired. I know you're telling me you're not tired, but to me, it really feels like you need sleep.
Yeah.
Let's see how we can do that together without it causing a fight, without it causing an argument.
Yeah, because when they're that tired, it will escalate quickly.
It does. Yeah.
So when we're feeling when we're feeling in these chaotic ways of just all the things happening, I know for me, it's been feeling heavier to try and fit in like planned self-care. Like I want to go do this, or I want to take Thursday nights are supposed to be like a night where I can take off and go do my self-care night, because Bobby does his self-care night on Tuesdays and he goes out and does his thing. So Thursdays was supposed to be mine, but I have yet to commit to it. I can't see myself going out after bedtime because I'm still doing bedtime first, and like it's a mess.
Oh.
So I need to get out earlier because obviously I don't go out once it's 9:00 at night. That's just silly. So it's felt very heavy to try and add in some self-care in this bit of chaos over the last couple of weeks. And I tend to just take the pieces, like I was saying, once 3:00 hits in the afternoon and I have Declan home, I'll just absorb whatever we're doing as my self-care to get me into a better place. But what if I did stop and added to the calendar those committed times where it's just self-care for me? That feels super heavy because of all the other pieces that are moving and the things that I want to fit into my day and all the stuff. Are you feeling like it's heavy for you just to add in some extra stuff amidst all the extra that is going on?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because it does require a lot of effort from me. No, because I've actually got rid of some other heavy stuff that was happening. So that's taking up less of my brain space.
Yeah. That's a great point. It's like, do we need to eliminate, so you're saying no to things in order to say yes to the right things. And I think that's, it's the one thing that we need to remember to practice. It's like, what are we saying yes to or no to if we say yes to something else?
It's hard to say no sometimes still. Most mothers all over the place, even though we're constantly saying no to our kids.
Yeah.
Constantly sometimes. And I have a beautiful friend who said to me, look, say to them, look, I'm going to have to say no more than usual right now, but I want you to come to me and tell me what I can do to help you, even if it's the craziest thing in the world, like eating pizza on the moon. I want you to be able to tell me those things so that I can get ideas about other
different
things
ways to say yes.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Maybe you have pizza under the stars or something like that. It's even though I'm having to say no to them a fair bit and no to other things in my life, there's still a way around finding a great outcome in all of that as well.
I think that's a good point too, is giving the option for something else to say yes to.
Yeah.
And laying that, and not just for our kids and setting that, but for setting that for ourselves. If we have to say no to something, remembering that, well, no, we said yes to this and I get to do this now. And well, if I said no to this at this moment, does that mean I can't say yes to it later down the road? And that keeps us the little hope available for us when we're looking at ourselves. Or is it that we say no because it just doesn't fit with us? So I almost kind of remembering to give ourselves that little bit of option. Because if we're giving our kids that option, if we have to say no to them about something, but we might be able to say yes about something else, someplace else or in a different way, what are we doing with ourselves to be able to kind of give us that different viewpoint? Because I know I get discouraged when I have to say no, because I want to be able to do all the things. And then there's the FOMO when you have to say no, like, what are you missing out on? But then remembering that, but I get to do this thing with these people instead. This is, remembering that the reason why we said yes to something else in the first place.
And sometimes there are really healthy ways to say no and be okay with it. Like, let's say you've had a really big go with some extra go in there from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then you're like, no, I don't want to cook dinner tonight. I'm going to get something out of the freezer or order takeaway or just have porridge for dinner, or like, no, I don't want to cook dinner, is actually, I think, a really great way to acknowledge where your body might be at, where your energy levels might be at, where your self-care might be at, where like all those things are actually happening.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
That's a great point.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot that we can do to balance out where we're getting our self-care in our day, as well as when we can say yes to something to compensate in a way for that extra that we're feeling for the week. It's just getting creative with it, it feels like.
Yeah. And then you do have kids who turn around and say you're the best mum in the world. Which really helps a lot too.
Yeah. If you listeners are feeling in the same way that just life is getting overwhelming, we do have, what we're actually trying to get back to as well, our simple self-care, because we're obviously at a point where we're just like, maybe I don't need to get creative. I need to get simple with my self-care. So we have that list available if you want to shoot us an email and we can share it with you, because we might just need to share it with ourselves this week.
Yeah, exactly.
Get in touch with us if you have something going on with your self-care needs where it's just feeling a little extra and you need some, maybe it's just validation. Shoot us an email and we will just repeat back what you said, and hopefully that will give you some sense of peace. Or if you just, like I said, need the ideas for simple self-care to just get started or to refresh yourself in amongst this world right now, again, shoot us an email, connect with us on socials, and come back next week. We should have another episode for you. And we thank you for your grace in waiting for us to get another episode out.
Yeah. All right. So thank you, Jill. Thank you, everybody. And until next week.
We hope you can unstuck your muck.